Have you ever seen someone destroy their own life just to prove a point? Because this story is not just about love, it's about ego, revenge, and a decision that changed everything. Sophia was not an ordinary woman. She was rich, powerful, and known for always getting what she wanted. People admired her success, feared her confidence, and envied her lifestyle. She lived in a massive mansion, drove luxury cars, and had a life most people could only dream of. But behind all that success, there was a broken piece inside her heart, and that piece had a name: Daniel. Daniel was the only man Sophia had ever truly loved. He wasn't just her boyfriend, he was her weakness. And the worst part, he knew it. One day, without warning, Daniel walked away from her life like she meant nothing. No explanation, no regret, nothing. And just weeks later, Sophia saw him again with another woman, laughing, smiling, holding her hand the same way he used to hold Sophia's. That moment destroyed her, not because she lost him, but because he moved on so easily. That night, Sophia didn't cry. She didn't break down. Instead, she made a decision, a dangerous one. She looked at herself in the mirror and whispered, "I'll make him regret this." But revenge is a strange thing. It makes you do things you never imagined. The next day, Sophia was sitting in a quiet cafe, lost in her thoughts, when she noticed something unusual. A man sitting alone with a little girl. He wasn't rich. His clothes were simple. His hands looked rough, like he worked hard every day. But the way he looked at that little girl, it was different. There was love, care, and something pure that Sophia had never experienced before. The girl laughed as he fed her a small piece of cake, and for a moment, Sophia forgot about everything else. Then reality hit her again, and suddenly, an idea came into her mind. She stood up, walked straight to the man, and said something that shocked everyone around. "Marry me." The man looked at her, confused. "Excuse me." Sophia didn't hesitate. "I'll pay you. You and your daughter will have the best life. No struggles, no worries." The cafe went silent. People started watching. The man's expression changed. He held his daughter's hand tightly and said, "I'm not for sale." Sophia smirked slightly. Everyone has a price. But the man shook his head. "Not me." And he walked away. For the first time in years, Sophia felt something she wasn't used to: rejection. But she wasn't the kind of person who gives up. The next day, she found him again. This time, she didn't talk about money. She talked about his daughter. "Think about her future," she said softly. The man stayed quiet. He looked at his daughter's worn-out shoes, her innocent face, and the reality of his life. His name was Ethan, a single father who had been struggling ever since his wife passed away. He wanted to give his daughter everything, but life wasn't easy. After a long silence, Ethan finally spoke. 6 months. Sophia blinked. "What? We get married for 6 months. After that, we go our separate ways." Sophia smiled. "Deal." And just like that, a billionaire woman married a struggling single father. The news spread everywhere. People laughed at her. They called it a joke, a stunt, a desperate move. Even Daniel laughed when he heard about it. "She's trying too hard," he said. But Sophia didn't care. She thought she was winning. The wedding was grand and perfect, but the marriage was cold. They lived in the same house, but like strangers. Sophia focused on work. Ethan focused on his daughter Lily. Days passed, weeks passed, and slowly something unexpected began to happen. Sophia started noticing little things. Ethan waking up early every morning to make breakfast for Lily, packing her lunch with care, helping her get ready for school. No servants, no shortcuts, just pure love. One morning, Sophia found a drawing on the table. It was made with crayons, 3 stick figures: Daddy, me, and Sophia. She froze. That moment hit her harder than anything. For the first time, she didn't feel like she was pretending. That night, she couldn't sleep. Something was changing inside her, and she didn't understand it. The next day, she came home early and saw Ethan teaching Lily how to read. They were laughing together, enjoying a simple moment. That warmth, it was something Sophia had never felt before. Slowly, she started joining them. At first, it felt awkward, but then it became natural. Dinner together, movie nights, laughter filling the house. Real laughter, not fake, not forced. Something inside Sophia was changing, but she refused to accept it. Until one day, Daniel came back. He walked into her house like he still owned a part of her life. He looked around and laughed. "So this is your new life?" Sophia stayed quiet. Ethan stepped forward. "Can I help you?" Daniel ignored him and looked at Sophia. "You married him just to make me jealous, right?" The room went silent. Sophia felt her heart racing. This was the moment she had been waiting for. But something felt wrong. Daniel stepped closer. "Come back to me. You don't belong here." And then something unexpected happened. Sophia stepped back. "No." Daniel frowned. "What?" "Oh." I said no. She looked at Ethan and then at Lily. "This is my life now." Daniel laughed. "You're pretending." Sophia shook her head. "No, I was pretending before." And in that moment, everything changed. Daniel had nothing to say. He left, defeated. But that night, Sophia realized something terrifying. She wasn't pretending anymore. She had fallen in love. But there was one problem. The 6-month deal was about to end. The 6 months were almost over. And for the first time in her life, Sophia was scared. Not of losing money, not of losing power, but of losing the only thing that truly mattered. Now, Ethan and Lily. The house that once felt like a place of luxury now felt like a home, and the thought of it becoming empty again was unbearable. But Ethan had not forgotten the deal. One evening, he sat across from her and said, "We need to talk." Sophia's heart sank, but she forced herself to stay calm. "About what?" Ethan looked at her seriously. "The 6 months are almost over." Those words hit her like a storm. "We agreed this was temporary." Sophia nodded slowly, hiding the pain in her eyes. "Yes, we did." Ethan took a deep breath. "Thank you for everything you've done for Lily." Sophia tried to smile, but it felt impossible. She wanted to say something, anything, but the words refused to come out, because if she spoke, she might beg him to stay. That night, Sophia cried for the first time in years. Not because she lost something, but because she realized what she was about to lose. The next morning, Ethan packed his bags. Lily ran to Sophia and hugged her tightly. "Will you come with us?" Sophia froze. That question broke her completely. She wanted to say yes, but she couldn't. This situation existed because of her own decision. "I can't." Lily's eyes filled with tears. Ethan picked her up gently. "Say goodbye." And just like that, they walked away. The door closed, and everything changed. The mansion felt empty, silent, and lifeless. Days turned into weeks, and nothing felt the same. No laughter, no warmth, no family. Sophia realized she had everything again, but it meant nothing without them. Meanwhile, Ethan struggled to return to his old life. Bills, work, stress, everything came back. But the hardest part wasn't the struggle, it was Lily. She wasn't smiling anymore. One night, Ethan found her holding that same drawing. "Daddy, I miss her." Ethan looked away, 'cause he missed her too. He tried to stay strong, but deep down, he knew the truth. This wasn't just a deal anymore. It was something real. Finally, he couldn't ignore it any longer. He went back to the mansion, back to Sophia. When Sophia opened the door and saw him, she couldn't believe it. "Ethan." Before she could say anything else, he spoke. "This wasn't part of the deal." Sophia's heart started beating faster, but neither was falling in love. Silence filled the air. Tears rolled down her cheeks. You. What? Ethan smiled slightly. I tried to walk away, but I can't. Neither can I. At that moment, Lily ran inside and hugged both of them. They laughed through their tears, and for the first time, everything felt real. This wasn't about revenge anymore. This wasn't about proving a point. This was love. Pure, simple, and real. Months later, people who once laughed at their marriage stopped laughing because the same relationship they mocked became something beautiful, something real. And Daniel, he watched from a distance, realizing too late that he didn't lose Sophia. He lost the best thing that ever happened to him. Forever.